Good morning, student. So, in the second half of our course, that is our information systems or maybe our computer application in pharmacy. We will be getting into the DD, that is our video sessions. Here, we will be getting into the information system and gathering. All of you know what is the information system? As a formatting students, quite simple. The information will be stored in a electronic device and it can be retrieved at any time. So, as by applying of our all the concepts of the 3D activity, empathize. What's an information system? Once the data is stored in an electronic device, we can retrieve the data at any time. So, the life of the data in the concerned system will be lifelong. So, in terms of the system, and it will be reliable. So, we can depend on the system at any time. So, in that case, the empathize. We can get into the various types of the real-time applications of the data storage and retrieval. And how to define? Quite simple as the information system and software. Already we know it. What is the information system? The system or maybe an electronic device or a computer hold our personal data. Your personal data and the personal data will be retrieved at any time. Retrieved at the time, what happened? The stored information to be gathered from the system at any time and used for any application. You can see terms of the defined constraint what happened. Normally we using of what GPay and then UPay in terms of the transactions for of the money of the any other payment. All the things are happening. Quite simple. What happened? We are scanning the code and it is linked to your mobile and the mobile is linked to the ATM number. So for an amount of 100 or 500 or maybe 10, it will be referencing of the both UPI. Your UPI, payment gateway UPI. This is defined, and then after the empathize defined, we are going to what to say in terms of information system and gathering. Look at the diagram. Here is the information system. It is connected to the all of the four components, the 5 components. In terms of the data, network, software, hardware. So here is our system where data are stored, and we can retrieve the data with the help of the software, and various hardware components are used to manage the data, and it is a total information system, and totally it is retrieved by our people. They have both the hardware and software. In such condition, after the application defined a prototype. How to define the prototype? We should have some of the what to say friendly UI. UI represents user interface in terms of handling the system. Take an example, we are going to have an ATM that is outside our college, maybe a central bank or maybe a ICC. In such connection, what happens? There will be having a panel. This is called an hardware. The hardware is going to be coincident with the software. We are going to draw an amount of 100. So what happens when you insert a card? What happens? The card is read and card is sent to the connection of the concern of the bank information system. So your server or maybe the concern of the ATM system client is going to be connected to the concerned bank server, and it is verified whether you have the bank account or anything, and followed by what happened? The balance is available in my account or not. What happened before the transaction? The things to be happened. What we understand in terms of the prototype, we are going to depend on what to say the transaction. So we create three phases. What the first phase is? Empathize, define, and then decide. And followed by what happened? Prototype. How to prototype? Normally what happened? We are going to have the flexibility in terms of the user management or maybe of the user needs. In the terms of the prototype, you will be going to get the feedback from the user. Is it okay for you or anything to be done? So in such cases, what happened? So we know the component. In such cases, listen. So the system should be feasible to you, feasible and then should coincide with the frequency of the end user. So look at what happened. This is an example. It's a ThinkPad, Notepad, and PowerPoint editing. So what happened? The system is stored. The data are stored. So we are going to retrieve the data for any purposes and maybe of any one of the information. For the first one, we are going to design a prototype. How to test it? Normally the app will be given to you and get the feedback from you whether it is okay. In such cases, what happened? We will be having the options of a Tamil app also. So Tamil banking is not available, but what happened? In ATM also, it will be asking either of English or Tamil. But more or less what happened? We people don't prefer of a Tamil preference. We will be getting into only of a English. Do you have the experience? So in such case of the connection, the test performance, we should get the feedback. So in the today class, we see the idea about how the informations are stored and how the informations are gathered. So to conclude it, what is the information gathering? Already data about anything. Maybe when you going to Anna University or Bharatiya University or MGR University, our concert batch, what happened? 2025 batch students of the pharmacy. Your course of study is 3 years. There will be given some register number and etc. Your data will be stored there for not of 1 year. Permanently store the first batch of the what to say or maybe of anything. The data. So the things are getting in. So from the DD point of view, what happened? The information is connected with the hardware and software, and followed by it will be getting into the data networks. The data networks is very very important because the information system is storing your data, and you will be therefore the network. What happened? Usually the percentage will be using our cloud base. In such connection, what happened? You will be available the data at any time. And finally, what happened? The people will be using and will be having what happened? Cashless travel and cashless transaction in any form of the things happen, and then what to say? Online classes and other form will be available with help of the information system, and then it's sorted. Thank you, my students.